YouTube. The only Shady is this. Let me get Instagram going. Title, and we are live. Yes. Okay. Hello, friends. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. We are getting started very shortly. Please, we're getting started at 8:05. I just want to give you guys some time to come on into the room. Hello, Simply Extraordinary. No, this is not the part that I want. Okay, there we go. Me and technology will forever. Hey, see you later. Me and technology will always be in a battle because it always wants to cause me problems. Hey, Kel's Butter. All right. So yeah, like I said, we're getting started at 8:05. I have plenty of stories for you guys today. The USPTO may be, cracking down on your liberal use of trademarks. What else? Cam Thomas, he plays basketball. One of y'all sports people, let me know. He has filed a trademark for something that I think is a little bit racy. Eminem is out here trying to resurrect his career, I think, through litigation. I don't know why. Don't you have enough money? Louis Vuitton is out here violating people's copyrights. And Lego doesn't know how to keep their mouths closed, okay? So these are the stories that I have for you, plus the NPL nugget. We're going to have a great time. For those of you who don't know what's going on yet, don't worry. I'm going to explain that very shortly. And yeah, so how are you guys doing? What's going on? Let me know. Write in the comments. Let me know if you're having a good day, a bad day. If you're having a good day, give me a thumbs up. If your day is not so good, or, could be better, give me a, what's the in between? I don't know. Give me a side eye. And if your day is just like, girl, just start the whole day over, or take me to tomorrow, give me a thumbs down, okay? All right. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm so glad everything is going well for you, Channing. Channing Lamar. I love that name. It sounds so charming. Channing Lamar. But yeah, we're going to get started very shortly. Just 2 more minutes. Want to give y'all some time. Grab a snack, grab a drink, grab something to record some notes with, because we are going to have us a good old time, all right? Let me see. You're welcome. All right. What else do I want to tell you before we get started? Y'all, what was up with the weather last week? Like, we had 4 seasons in 1 week. I'm afraid. I'm afraid, y'all. Climate change is real. It was 80 one day and 40 the next. But yeah. Okay. So like I said, I've got plenty of stories for you guys. NPL nuggets. I've decided that, because the first 2 months of the year, I just kind of checked out. I'm restarting the curriculum for the business formation process. So we are starting right at the very top. We're going to be talking about business entities tonight. Hello, Mrs. Good Vibes. We're going to be talking about business entities tonight for the NPL nugget. So for those of you who are in the process, you're trying to figure out what's the best, business format for me, you may want to tune in. And you'll be able to ask your questions as well, all right? So we are getting started in less than 1 minute. Please, relax, sit back, find some room on the couch. There's room for everybody. Invite a friend. Bring them on in. Don't keep me to yourself. All right? Okay, so what else? What else? Also make sure that you hit the link in my bio to download the free Biz Launch cheat sheet, okay? All right, so it is 8:05, time to get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If this is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice, however you're consuming this media, I'm Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I'm the host of the show, and I'm the owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help people like yourself get your business paperwork together. So making sure you have your articles of incorporation, getting your EIN numbers and DUNS numbers, making sure you have contract templates for clients and partners. Also protecting your, oh, hey, Daria. Also, protecting your intellectual property through trademarks, copyrights, and a little bit of knowledge on patents, but I can't help you do patents because that's a totally different bar. And last but not least, helping you avoid being sued for discrimination by teaching you proper hiring and training techniques. Okay, so I help you do all of this and more. If you're wondering why I'm qualified, I am a licensed attorney. I have been one for 16 years and counting. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I've had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I am very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas, and if you're going to be successful, there are just some things that you need to know. There's no way around it, so that's why I'm here, okay? So if you find yourself, you're at the start of your business journey and you just don't know where to start, I'm for you. Or even if you've been in business for a little bit and you've got to tighten up the ship a little bit, I'm here for you too, okay? I want you to link with me. How are you going to do that? You're going to go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm, linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm, linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. There you'll be able to book a free 15-minute consultation if you are a first-time client. At linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm, you will also be able to download the free Biz Launch cheat sheet that will help you choose and start your dream business in 7 days or less, okay? Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm is where you can basically find anything having to do that's going on with NPL Consulting. It's in all of my social media bios, Clubhouse, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, okay? This month, I wanted to let you guys know that we are restarting our curriculum. We are starting from the top. We're going to be talking about business entities tonight before we start in on the stories. But if you want a head start and you don't want to have to wait for the NPL nuggets, please make sure to pick up the Boss Up Business Bundle. It is going to take you through picking your business entity, setting up your EIN number, setting up your DUNS number, as well as a complimentary money management ebook. And it is on sale right now. Go to linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, and it is the top button. Okay? All right, I finished shilling my wares. Let's get to the reason why we are here. For those of you who might be new, this is how the show works. I pull stories from the news, stories from blog sites, stories that you guys send to me in my DMs. I love it when you guys do that. And I choose the ones that have lessons that we can learn as business owners, and we talk about them. So this is a time for you to get involved. This is a time for you to ask questions and give comments, as long as they are respectful. Don't come in here cussing, because my mother watches, and I'm not going to explain why y'all are cussing, okay? I'm going to tell her to go ask you. All right, but please do, join the conversation. We learn things a lot better when we are engaged in the topic. All right. Yes, so before we get to our stories, like I said, we're going to start with our NPL nugget, and we are starting with business entities, all right? Whenever you are starting your business journey, when you want to get legitimate, meaning you want to be recognized by the government so you can, establish business credit and, maybe get a business credit card, have government contracts, get your products into big box stores. You need to be a registered business, right? The first thing you need to do is choose what type of business entity you are. Now there are, now there are unlimited liability business entities, and there are limited liability entities. Today, the unlimited liability ones, those are sole proprietorships and partnerships. We don't do these, okay, because we are all about protecting our assets. So tonight we're focusing on limited liability companies and corporations. All right, limited liability companies, they are a fairly new concept, and they are a great format if it's about 2 to 3 people going into a business and you just want a little bit more flexibility. You get some corporate protections without all of the paperwork. After the LLC, we go to corporations. Corporations, basically, they are legal people. They can sue and be sued, right? And they provide you as well a lot of legal and financial protections. Now, that is just a quick nugget. If you want the full scoop, make sure to go pick up the Boss Up Business Bundle, all right? Okay, let's get to these stories now. All right. Our first story tonight, the USPTO, I want to get you guys' opinion. Do you guys think that this is a violation of free speech, or is the USPTO just, trying to prioritize applications? So recently, the USPTO has said that they are pausing any applications for trademarks that are critical of government officials or public figures. So if you didn't know, recently a trademark was approved for the phrase "Trump too small." And the USPTO has seen an uptick in trademark applications for phrases that, if somebody doesn't like a politician or some type of person in the public, they'll be like, I don't know, Jack is a jerk, LLC, or no, Jack is a jerk, and they want to trademark that, right? The USPTO said, look, we're putting a pause on those applications. We're not doing them right now. Now, keep in mind, the USPTO has been inundated with trademark applications. The volume of people applying for trademarks has exploded. So they really have a lot of work on their plate. So this pause on these applications for trademarks that are critical of government officials, do you feel like it's a violation of free speech, or do you think that they are just trying to prioritize, other applications that may be more pressing? What are your views on this? Do you think that the USPTO should be able to pick and choose what type of trademark applications they will examine? What do you guys think? I really want to know your opinion. For me, it's a slippery slope, because if you can do this for, trademarks that are critical of government officials, what's to stop you from pausing trademark applications on, trademarks that are filed for activism? But let me know what you guys think. Clubhouse, if you want to comment, you can either raise your hand or write it in the comment box. Mrs. Good Vibes said, it's giving me dictatorship vibes, 100% violation of of speech. Okay, so Mrs. Good Vibes does not like this at all. And I can see where you're coming from, right? But then we also have to think about, okay, the USPTO, they are drowning in trademark applications, right? And you've got people who have products coming to market, who have services coming to market, who who are starting empires, right? And it's a legitimate business necessity. So is there at least some type of reasonable uh logical reasoning for choosing the category of trademark applications that they are going to look at? All right. Mrs. Good Vibes, does that change your view at all? And it doesn't have to. I just want to bring up both sides of the argument that I can see. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, okay, guys? Moving on to our next story, if we don't have any other comments. All right. Okay, how many of y'all have a credit union account? Okay, if you have a credit union account as opposed to a traditional bank, give me a dollar sign. Give me a dollar sign. And if somebody wants to tell me what are the advantages of a credit union, Mrs. Good Vibe said it's not logical. As a matter of fact, it's biased. Okay, all right, cool. Thank you. All right, who here? If you got a credit union account as opposed to a traditional bank, please give me a money sign. Okay, give me like a money sign emoji. You have one? Okay. And now I don't have a credit union account. So can someone briefly let me know what is the advantage of a credit union over a traditional bank? While you do that, I'm going to give you the background. Thank you, Kels Butter, to this. Okay. So there is a credit union called Citizens Equity First Credit Union. Okay. Citizens Equity First Credit Union. And they trademarked a phrase some years ago. Their trademark slogan said, "Not a bank, better." Not a bank, period, better. All right. Um, and they've been doing their credit union thing, doing their thing. I don't know how a credit union is different from a bank, but whatever the credit union was doing, the credit union was unioning. Okay. Then you have in San Diego County, the San Diego County Credit Union. Okay. They trademarked their own phrase. Their phrase was, "It's not big banking, it's better." Okay. So Citizens Equity is not a bank, better. San Diego County said, "It's not big banking, it's better." Citizens Equity filed a lawsuit against San Diego County for trademark infringement. They said that their slogan was too close to that San Diego slogan was too close to Citizens Equity's slogan. Okay. But before we move on to that next step, what do you guys think about that? Was Citizens Equity just defending their mark, or were they doing too much? Not a bank, better versus it's not big banking, it's better. Kels Butter said it's too close. Okay, the phrase is too close. Well, regardless of whether you think the phrase was too close, the court did not agree. The court actually sided with San Diego County and said, look, nobody's going to confuse Citizens Equity's slogan with San Diego County's slogan. So San Diego County, they won, right? You would have thought that they would have taken the win and gone about their business, but no. Not only did they win, they tried to get Citizens Equity's trademark slogan canceled. Okay, so basically the judge said, look, there's no lawsuit here, so we're going to drop this trademark infringement suit. And then San Diego County said, okay, fine, and now cancel their trademark. Okay, since ours doesn't infringe on theirs, we want you to cancel theirs. And what do you think the court said? What do you think the court said? Kelsbutter said, doing too much now. Yes, that's exactly not exactly what the court said, but the court was like, look, the risk of a trademark infringement suit is no longer here. There is no reason for you to want to cancel this company's trademark slogan. There is no more danger for you. The court has given you a reprieve. So take the win and go. All right. So San Diego County, they put a little too much dip on their chip and they lost. Mrs. Good Vibe said war of words, they could just modify it. Well, the court said you don't even have to modify it. The court said, these two aren't really that similar. So they're like, you guys are fine. There's no confusion. But then San Diego wanted to go, what's that thing called? DEFCON 1, whatever. And just reaching for the stars when you should have stayed on the moon. Okay? All right, but yeah, so don't be like San Diego County. And just remember that if somebody sues you for trademark infringement, and I'm sure that nobody will because you are all amazingly, educated people who have picked up my trademark educational products. If somebody ever sues you for trademark infringement and you win the battle, don't go and try and cancel their trademark, because that's just kind of like it's a jerk move. Okay. All right. Um, Moving on to our next story of the evening. My gamers, are you out here? My gamers, are you out here? If you're a gamer, Kels Butter said everybody did. Listen, times is hard for a lot of us out here. Okay. Um, my gamers, give me a video game, the what's that called? The controller emoji. Give me the controller emoji, okay? Or if you have a gamer in your life. Mrs. Good Vibe said petty. Yes, that is petty. If you have ever heard of the game The Day Before, please give me a star emoji in the comments. If you have ever heard of the video game called The Day Before, please give me a star emoji. Now, apparently this is like one of them realistic games, but it's like, like the day after some big apocalyptic thing happens. It's basically The Walking Dead, but video game, something. As far as I can tell. Okay, so The Day Before is a product of this gaming company called Fantastic, Fantastic, right? And Fantastic, they have been, of course, as they should, are in the process of filing a trademark application for their game, but there is a little bit of a snafu. There is a country, oh, not a country. There is a company in Korea. They are an app company. They make a calendar app that is called The Day Before. Okay. This Korean company is saying, look, hey, we make this calendar app, where you can put in your appointments and things, and it's called The Day Before. We don't think you should allow Fantastic to trademark The Day Before for their video game, because we think there could be confusion amongst our brands. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that this Korean company, The Day Before, do you think that they are zealously defending their brand, or are they doing too much? Are you going to confuse a calendar app called The Day Before with a video game called The Day Before? Now, while you guys put in your answers, it is totally possible to have to have an identical trademark in two different categories. Favorite example, Dove chocolate, Dove soap, right? Two different companies, two different industries, same name, because they don't overlap on one another. Here we have a calendar app and a video game. Do you guys think that there is any overlap, that there would be any overlap between a calendar app and a video game? Personally, for me, I don't think so. I think that this was a reach by this Korean company. But hold on. Kelsweather said possibly, but since they are different categories, may not. Mrs. Good Vibes said absolutely not. No confusion at all. Okay. All right. Okay, so Kelsbutter said possibly. Mrs. Good Vibes said absolutely not. I think for the most part we're leaning towards no. We're no, but I haven't gotten a definite yes from anybody. So, and I agree with that. I'm just like, why? Like, if I'm looking for a calendar app, I'm not looking for a video game. So, again, it is totally possible to have identical trademarks in different industries, okay? Now, you don't want them to look too close, because then it's like, okay, girl, you're doing a little too much, but, whatever. Okay. We're going to take a quick commercial break. For those of you who may have just tuned in, you're watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are in the startup phase of your business and you are looking for some legal guidance, I'm your girl. I want to help you out. Link with me. I am a seasoned attorney with a passion for helping entrepreneurs achieve their dreams. Go to linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm and book your free 15-minute session today, okay? All right. Moving on. My basketball fans, can you give me a basketball emoji, please? If you are a basketball fan, give me a basketball emoji. I'm so silly. Mrs. Good Vibe said they must not be bringing in revenue to notice these things. I mean, some people are just like trademark bullies. Like one of the biggest ones, like Monster Energy thing. You would think with all their money that they would mind their business. They are always suing people for trademark infringement for nothing, and 9 times out of 10 they lose. Um, Sorry. Okay, so basketball fans. We don't have no basketball fans here. That's okay. Okay, so let me tell you how I'm starting to feel my age. So I was reading this story, and the story said the Nets, right? About the basketball team. And I was like, oh yeah, the New Jersey Nets. And I was like, oh no. Because, the New Jersey Nets, they moved to Brooklyn like some time ago. So they're the Brooklyn Nets. But for me, because I grew up with them being called the New Jersey Nets, that was my automatic response. Anyway, on the Brooklyn Nets team, there is a gentleman by the name of Cam Thomas. No basketball fans. I guess y'all ain't basketball fans, so you may not know who Cam Thomas is. But apparently, Cam Thomas, he has filed a trademark for a phrase. I guess he did a really good job in a few games. And he said, okay, so I'm going to use a cuss word right now, and I'm putting a disclaimer. Y'all think I'm kidding about my mom not liking cussing? I fake cussed one time and she talked to me about it. Okay. Hey Stokes Lager. But so he is trying to, or not trying, but he has filed the application for the phrase "ain't shit funny." Okay. To celebrate his, I guess, a fantastic performance in the last few games. He's already coming out with merchandise. So if you know a Cam Thomas fan in your life, look out for ain't shit funny, hoodies and tees coming your way soon. Okay? All right. This next story was the inspiration behind the title for today's episode. The title of today's episode is "The Only Thing Shady Is This Lawsuit." Okay? Does anybody here watch Real Housewives of Potomac? If you watch RHOP, put RHOP in the comments. Give it to me, give it to me. If you have ever watched RHOP. Now, I have watched a few times because one of my best friends, she is obsessed with the Real Housewives. Like she went to BravoCon. She watches all like she if there's like a premiere or an episode out and she is out with me or anybody else, she will leave to go home and watch it in real time. She is like such a stan, right? Okay. So, okay, we don't have any RHOP fans. That's fine. I don't really like reality shows like that. I know I kind of gave them up a long time ago, but they're very popular. And on the Real Housewives of Potomac franchise, there are 2 cast members by the name of Giselle Bryant and Robin Dixon. Okay. Now, Giselle and Robin, they have a podcast called Reasonably Shady. I don't know what it's about. I'm assuming it's about, the show and what they do. But it's called Reasonably Shady. And, these days podcasting is a legitimate job. You get paid for it. So, Robin and Giselle decided to, do the good old thing and file a trademark for their podcast called Reasonably Shady. When all of a sudden, out of nowhere, for no reason, Eminem, Marshall Mathers, comes out and opposes this application. Eminem has filed opposition to Robin Dixon and Giselle Bryant over trademarking Reasonably Shady because he said that it may dilute his Slim Shady brand. Okay, so Eminem said, "Look, I'm the Slim Shady. Yes, I'm the real Shady, and we don't want no Reasonably Shadys out here." He has filed opposition to this podcast title. What do you guys think of that? Do you think that that is reasonable? Do you think that that makes sense? Is Eminem a podcaster? What do y'all think? Hello, Mansa8823. What do you think? Is there any reason why someone who is listening to Reasonably Shady, hosted by two members of Real Housewives of Potomac, is there any way this person is going to confuse that to be associated with Eminem, Slim Shady? Kels Butter said, no, he is reaching. Absolutely. I agree with you. I don't know if he is, trying to resurrect his career or something or gain some relevance through litigation, but this is not the way to do it. Giselle and Robin, nobody has been checking for you, sir, for quite some years. Giselle and Robin ain't even think about you. Mrs. Good Vibe said, at this point, he is irrelevant. Yeah, like, unless you're like, a super hip-hop stan and, you eat, breathe, and sleep hip-hop, I don't think people are really checking for Eminem like that. So I don't understand why he would try and oppose this trademark application by Giselle Bryant and Robin Dixon, and I hope he loses. Kels Butters said he's out of sight, out of mind. She don't even know him. Right. What was Eminem's last hit? What was his last hit? Can anybody tell me? Because I don't remember. Anyway. But moving on. My designer bag or my designer people. Do we have any Louis fans here? Do we have any Louis Vuitton fans here? If you're LV gang, put an LV in the comments. I told y'all so many times I don't really care about labels. It's not my jam. No shade to anybody who does. If that is your art, for some people, their art is fashion. So, even Eminem Candy is trying. Dang, girl. Don't say that about... How did M&M's get in this? No. Don't do my chocolate faves like that. I'm not taking that. They didn't deserve that. Yes, but if you are one of those people who really appreciates a good designer bag, particularly Louis Vuitton, give me an LV in the comments, okay? Now, Mrs. Good Vibe said, I don't care about labels either. Right. So Louis Vuitton recently did an ad spread for, I guess, their latest release of bags, whatever they make, their newest line of leather goods, right? So they had a spread in magazines, and they take a lot of care and they plan out these ads. They want them to look artistic. Now, in preparing for this ad spread, Louis Vuitton had reached out to the Joan Mitchell Foundation, okay? The Joan Mitchell Foundation, they handle the copyrights for the artist Joan Mitchell. She died in 1992. Now, when you have a copyright, right, it is good for the entirety of your life plus 70 years. So Joan Mitchell's copyrights, they are good for a good long while. I want to say at least until 2055 or something like that, right? So they're still active. It's not for public use. Louis Vuitton contacted the foundation and said, hey, can we use Joan's art in our next spread? And the foundation said no. They said, we do not want you to use Joan Mitchell's work in your ad, right? Now, keep in mind, Joan Mitchell art sells for about $1 million a piece at auction. Louis Vuitton apparently couldn't take no for an answer, and they used Joan Mitchell's art anyway. They used 3 different paintings that she made, and they put it in the spread. So now they are getting sued for copyright infringement by the Joan Mitchell Foundation. It does not matter how big you are. Violating intellectual property is a no-no. Okay. Hello, Logic Progress. Okay. Violating intellectual property is a no-no. So the Joan Mitchell Foundation, yeah, because they have their copyrights in order, they can take this, this global conglomerate to court for copyright infringement, okay? Because they used the works without permission. When you have a legal copyright, it gives you the right to say who and who cannot use your work, okay? And if somebody uses your work without your permission or in a way that you deem unfit, you have the right to go to court, okay? So the Joan Mitchell Foundation is suing Louis Vuitton, and I hope they get their money. I hope, and I think it's like $150,000 per work, so that would be about $750,000. I hope they get every penny, plus treble damages because Louis Vuitton did it on purpose. Kels Butter said, "Wow, the disrespect. That's what they get." Right, like Louis Vuitton. Why can't you just take no for an answer? Anyway. But anyway, moving on to our final story of the evening. My parents, if you have children, you have probably at one time or another in your home had Legos and probably stepped on one. All right? If you if you have ever, used a Lego, just type Lego in the comments, okay? If you got Legos in your house right now, let me know. All right, but if you know what Legos are, put Lego in the comments. Everybody should be putting Lego in the comments because I know we all know what Legos are, okay? Legos are everywhere. We've had Lego movies. All right, thank you, Kels Butter. Now, Lego is known for doing a lot of collaborations. Like they will have sets that have themes to them. I think they had one for Star Wars. They have one for Batman. I think they had a Simpsons one. Thank you, Mrs. Good Vibes. But Lego is always, thank you, AP Jackson. Hey, girl. But they're always, collaborating with a brand to come out with some type of specialized Lego set, right? And Lego apparently likes to keep these collaborations under wraps. But sometimes, well, you know that phrase, hit dogs will holler? Because Lego couldn't keep their mouths closed and they exercised their, they had every right to exercise it. They exercised their copyright. They told on themselves. So apparently Lego is coming out with a Zelda based Great Duke Tree set. The gamer people, I don't know what that means, but it's in the Zelda game. All right. So there's a collaboration happening between Lego and Nintendo for this Zelda set. Nintendo posted some of these images online. And, to basically say, hey, we're about to come out with a real cool Zelda Lego set. And Lego filed a copyright takedown notice on Nintendo. They didn't want anybody knowing that they were coming out with this Zelda themed Lego set, and because they exercised their legal copyright, now everybody knows that it's true. There is a Zelda, based a Lego set coming out. So, the phrase "hit dog hollers," "hit dog will holler" really applies here. Had Lego, just sat there and ate her rice, people might have been like, well, they haven't confirmed it or whatever. But the fact that they have utilized this legal tool to take down the still images of this upcoming set has further put, provides further proof that this is, excuse me, actually happening. So, Lego should have just taken the L on this one if they didn't want anybody to know. But now everybody knows. So tell your Zelda fans, okay? All right. So those were the stories that I wanted to share with you tonight. I know tonight was a little short. We didn't have the amount of stories that I wanted. The stories have been a little bit sparse lately. But thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you to all of you who commented. Thank you for your energy and your time. You could be anywhere else, but you hung out with me. If you have any questions on the stories that we covered for tonight, we talked about the USPTO possibly, censoring free speech. We talked about credit unions warring over slogans, a calendar app versus a video game, Cam Thomas's new trademark, Eminem suing the Real Housewives of Potomac ladies, Louis Vuitton violating copyrights on artists, and Lego not being able to keep their mouths closed. Okay, so we talked about a lot tonight. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to drop some questions in the comments and I can answer them right now. If not, you can always DM me your questions as well. If you missed the NPL Nugget, we are starting our curriculum over. I talked about business entities, their liability, and what they mean very briefly. But if you want the full scoop, make sure that you pick up the Boss Up Business Bundle right now using the link in bio, linktree.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. What else? So I'm going to be traveling next week. I may or may not be online on Monday. But I will be posting tips and tricks. Turn on your notifications. Make sure that you have subscribed to the YouTube channel. So if you missed any part of the show, you can rewatch in its entirety. Have a great night. Take care of yourselves, and we will talk later. Bye. All right. Leave.